Okay, coronavirus pandemic is the worst over. They projected that this week was going to be the peak week or the worst of it all. And Wednesday I was watching the news, the middle of the week, and then Thursday I kind of took the day off, didn't pay attention, and today's Friday. But they did announce Wednesday that a record number of people did expire or pass away on one day, which was in their projections. Now, they started explaining things also that they didn't at first, which does somewhat justify or explain what's happening. First of all, their projections, okay? They have a super high projection of like 250,000 people, and then a lower one. So it looks like a lot of their projections are coming out on the low end of it. Now they say this is because of social distancing and locking down everybody, and that stops the spread of the virus. Okay, could be. But then they also started saying how that the virus does not affect everyone the same. Okay, and so they explained this. What they're finding is that there are certain groups of people, okay, that are affected worse than some. And they were saying that it affects people in a way where it's like certain groups are harmed more than others. And also they kind of explained, I don't know if I've seen it on the internet or something, that this virus is very strange, okay? Some people will contract the virus. It has a very long incubation period. Some people, when they contract the virus, so I believe they said no or very mild symptoms. And some people contract this virus and it's devastating and lethal to them. So it doesn't affect everyone the same way. But the idea of being infected with the virus and being able to walk around with no symptoms and feeling well is how they're worried this will spread. So this is why they want to extend these stay-at-home orders. They want to go like another month to make sure that if they ease the restrictions, then all of a sudden there'll be another outbreak. Like I said before, I'm not a scientist, but this virus sounds an awful lot like a biological weapon. I mean, it fits the bill. Okay? I really haven't seen many other types of viruses in nature that do this. Okay? Going back to them old movies. Reminds me now, after hearing this, there was another one that was done in the 60s again, like with the rollerball and the Soylent Green. I can't remember the name of it, but I'm going to say they used the term Satan bug. Okay, I don't know if that was the name of the movie. I don't think it was. But what it was is somebody broke in to a bio-laboratory where the military or the government was developing these biological weapons. Somebody broke into this facility and stole this thing they called the Satan bug. And this was some horrible thing that if you just released it in the air, it's airborne, and it would kill off most of the population of the world. Okay. So this concept, an idea, see, for someone in my age, this was a reality back in in the Cold War in the 50s and the 60s. This was done by the government. They've proven it. They go back to when they did it, and they admit that they did it, and they admit that they tested things on people, whether they knew it or sometimes whether they did not know it. Okay? Government don't like admitting that stuff, but it did happen. It's a known fact. Okay? So it is not a wild idea or a far-fetched conspiracy theory to believe that somewhere, someone has designed some sort of illness that when you look at it and analyze it, and it depends on your point of view, takes care of a lot of the social problems that we got. All of this nonsense. Okay, because all they're talking about now is they've shut down the U.S. economy. They're talking about reopening it and when, and all this other stuff. And they're going, are we in a state that is worse than the Great Depression of the 30s? Has the United States, in a very slow and unusual way, has the United States collapsed itself and is no longer what it used to be? See, this is the things that we're going to see in the next coming months and that, because they're already talking about all of this happening again in the fall when the next flu season comes out. Okay? I don't know. There's a lot of questions, a lot of conflicting stuff. We're getting bombarded with things. Everybody's hiding in their homes. You know, you got, well, the virus itself and getting sick and ill is number one, and next comes the financial end of it. You know, is the country bankrupt now? Is the world bankrupt? Because this is not just the United States. This is the whole globe is involved in this one. So, it's going to be something to see what happens. So, stay tuned.